Stephen King, the author of Carrie, The Shining, The Dead Zone, and Christine, an adult nightmare. Children of the Corn.
I'm here, Lord! I'm ready!
Children of the Corn came out in 1984, and it was based on a short story written by Stephen King. The story follows a couple who are driving through Nebraska, and they come across this town called Gatlin, and they can't seem to get past it. You get the sense that there's some evil entity not letting them drive to their destination, and you slowly come to realize that, okay, there's something wrong here, and you really get to that in the big opening scene. Now, if you haven't seen the film, be warned, I'm about to talk about some stuff here. So we're first introduced to a young boy, and he talks about how the town he's in, Gatlin, and the parents are brutally murdered in such ways within this little cafe. Now that's just the small little detail in the film. So these kids have been poisoned, and what I mean by that is there is a person in Gatlin that has brainwashed them into taking out all the adults within the town, forging this religious cult, and their practice is their calling is, I should say, whoever enters our town unknown shall be killed off. And that's really, really terrifying to any standpoint. Any way you look at it, it's frightening knowing that these kids have overrun the town. Whoever passes through isn't going to make it. They have a leader in this one. He goes by the name Isaac. And the fact that you don't know a single thing about this man other than he preaches to these children is mind-boggling. You don't know how long this has been going on, how was this in the works. So you're left in the dark about some aspects, a lot of aspects actually. So this couple, back to what I was saying, this couple end up exploring a little bit in the town of Gatlin, and they are caught in the midst of these children, and they have to find a way to escape before it's too late. Now, I touched a little bit on this entity, this evil presence within this town and this cornfield, and it's referred to in the film as he who walks behind the rose. Now, I'm assuming it's some demonic entity that exists, and it must demand a sacrifice at some point or another. And it just fascinates me how such thing came about, how this idea of kids believing in these things, and the fact that they're so young, they had this person believing in such things as well, and Isaac. And you have another standout in this one. His name's Malachi. He is one of the older teenagers, that's part of the group, and he's the enforcer. He comes off as an enforcer, the backbone, telling the other kids to, you know, go out and seek these people who have entered the town of Gatlin. And it's one of those films that comes off as forgettable, but when you really sit down and watch it, the psychological standpoint of this film is fascinating, at least to me. And I'm hoping this you know, gets a reboot at some point or another. And there's not a lot of, like I said, it's not a big cast here. There are, you know, that makes sense because, you know, if it's a short story, then you're not gonna have, you know, big Hollywood stars in something like this. You know, gets a reboot at some point or another. Settings, you see them, the characters in the throughout the film, either in a cornfield or a gas station or the town, and so there's not, you know, that big of a difference. Everything feels small, everything feels connected. That's what I like about a film sometimes. Cast in this one is very small. You first meet the couple, and the woman is played by Linda Hamilton, who, you know, is famous for the character in the Terminator films. The score in this, the music is so haunting. Now, I touched a little bit on what went on in the movie, but going to how the film ends, the third act, it really sums up what the film is about. You eventually see these religious cultist children on the verge of collapsing. They get frightened, and then they get scared because this evil within the cornfield takes over the body of Isaac, and he comes off as this possessed figure and goes after Malachi, eventually kills him off, and they're trying to escape, and just a lot of tension builds within that last 15-20 minutes. Children of the Corn is one of those, to me, it's one of those recognizable movies that we've all come to know, well, at least not all of us, but it's known in the horror community. Guys, thanks a lot for taking the time to watch my videos. Alright, keep watching, and I'll see you on the flip side. Take care.